Aloha, y'all. It is Saturday, Saturn's Day, ruled by Saturn, hence the name. The uh, 30. Nope, that's the wrong month. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Here, here we are. Oh, someone's vacuuming. That'll be fun. Saturday, November 28th. It is a yellow planetary seed guided by free will. It is a heart chakra day, Anahata chakra. So if you're going to be doing chakra work, be focusing on your heart. Do all the chakras I did this morning. I woke up at 5:45 and did them until about 7. Went a long way, but focusing on compassion, doing the mudras, the hand positions, the mantras, yam in this case, in the key of F, that kind of stuff. And you will see very magical things happen. So let's go ahead and get cards for today. Hopefully this vacuuming noise won't be too problematic. The sun is in Sagittarius, the moon is in Taurus, Mercury and Venus are in Scorpio, Mars is in Aries. So what can we get on this Saturn's Day? Hopefully you all are doing all right and learning the lessons in the game of the dream we're playing. No slacking. Hopefully not getting summer school or, held back, so to speak. We're all here, out here. We out here. We're doing the thing. It's called life. Here we is. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. This is aces are one essentially. So it's like and pentacles are material things. So this is the beginning of something in the physical world, a new habit, a new business, a new relationship potentially, a new hobby, a new endeavor. Like you're reading a new book, or you're gonna go watch a movie, or that kind of stuff. So Ace of Pentacles, planting the seeds of something wonderful. And I should say Pentacles, like I was saying, is Earth. So if you're a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, you naturally resonate with Pentacle energy. This is about planting the seeds of something wonderful. You have what you need to get it done, surrendering to the cause. Ace of Pentacles, I carefully tend the seeds of success. In the Starman Tarot, the Ace of Pentacles is about the remarkable potency of life. Moreover, it explores the breaking down of elements to become the nutritious soil out of which new growth and fertility arise. The raw components of your life, especially the painful and difficult times, become the compost and fecund soil out of which a stronger, more resilient, and alive you can be created. When you excavate the past for negatively charged stories and reframe them so a positive spark can be released, that's why beliefs and how we believe about things matters. The catalyst of learning and renewed potential is born. We revisit the story and break it open to entertain another possibility or viewpoint, which can then seed itself and grow your being. With the North Node for all of us right now in Gemini, we have the ability to reframe, and I'll try to do that actually myself, reframe the story we find ourselves in. Like, are you telling yourself you're a victim all the time? Maybe victims and perpetrators is a story you can get beyond. Are you telling yourself that you can do no wrong and the universe revolves around you? Maybe try to include other people and realize they're reflections of you and equally important. That kind of stuff, right? Changing perspectives. My intention for this card was to express the wonder we have and the incredible potential to grow and become someone else. Things occur in our lives to catalyze a whole paradigm shift, symbolized by the cat and its 9 lives. The artwork expresses the utter wonder of growth, where the seed must appear to destroy itself, tear itself open, in order to sprout a tender new shoot. The woman represents the surrendered self that must appear to be destroyed, broken open in order to flourish. Jesus talks about this. It's like you can't, the seed has to break to have a flower, kind of thing. No mud, no lotus, kind of same idea. The books and the soil signify knowledge must also undergo the same process. For example, science must take what was once true, investigate it, take it apart, and regrow it into a more advanced and complete answer or new hypothesis. Solve, coagula. Solve is tear apart, break it open. Solve, coagula, coagulate. In the Ace of Pentacles, the impossible project is seeded. The most incredible venture you can imagine can be nurtured. All astonishing accomplishments come from humble beginnings, energy and resources that are consistently gathered and attended to. This is an amazing card, very Moon and Taurus, right? Where we're going to build. My North Node, Midheaven, Venus are all in Taurus. We're going to build this thing. We got to put one foot in front of the other. Take the resources, make it happen. All astonishing accomplishments, Rome, America, fucking the internet, all this stuff, come from humble beginnings. Even the universe from a single spark, and if potentially the Big Bang is accurate, so humble beginnings, energy, and resources that are consistently gathered and attended to. This is an amazing card for connecting creativity with abundance, expanding the human mind to the cosmic mind through the use of medicine vines. This magical plant realm was seeded 470 million years ago, far more ancient than humans or animals. Does it serve us or do we serve it? Terence McKenna was all about, like, animal life as we know it is a way for plant life to propagate itself. Like, that was a joke kind of his. So are we serving, plants, or are we just like ways to spread spores rather? Just as the seed of life, this planet is birthed from stars, and so the Starman Tarot was seeded by my work with David Bowie. That's David DeAngelis. He's been on the podcast a few times. Shout out. He's coming back on with his wife at some point. The buried books contain my notes for when I worked with him on the Earthling Project. The idea is broken down into the soil from which this new form has grown. In turn, this too will become the soil for something else to come into being. Beautiful, right? It's the circle of life, and this is how it looks. This is how it seeds. Ace of Pentacles, planting the seeds of something wonderful. You have what you need to get it done. Surrendering to the cause, and surrender is a big deal, right? We have this idea that we have to. I mean, it's a both and. It's a paradox. We have to strive for things by holding on loosely, right? If we clutch at things too much, we crush it. We become focused in what we don't have, and all sorts of crazy shit. This is why wisdom teachings say what they do. So yes, you need to plant, but then you need to, like, let the rains come and let the sun do its thing and take time, right? You can't just have a sequoia tree overnight. It doesn't work that way. But you see what I'm saying? So we're planting seeds right now, and we're surrendering to our highest excitement, hopefully, and surrendering to the will of God. Thy will be done, right? That kind of thing. Our will through Creator in the material. Very Ace of Pentacles. So don't be afraid to start things. Don't be afraid to get healthy, get new habits, that kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and get a clarifying card. What wants to pop? So we've got the Maiden. And this is very similar to this Ace of Pentacles because it's a young, earthy kind of energy. She's even in a forest. Once these trees were nothing but seeds. So, the Maiden, number 2. It's kind of like the major arcana of this deck. The Maiden. Keywords: fertility, independence, self-esteem, confidence, self-expression, self-exploration, self-interest, sexuality, creativity, selfishness, codependence, and timidity. Key phrases: follow your dreams, discover your passions, focus on self-discovery, address self-imposed limits and restrictions, increased independence, seek your own answers, release feelings of fear and abandonment, that's a big deal, craving attention, needing rescue, expressing goals and desires, being true to yourself, and acting with empathy. The Maiden walks an unfamiliar path, but does so with confidence and grace. She has been taught by those around her that it is not selfish or conceited to follow her dreams and actively work to manifest her goals and desires. It's not selfish of the seed to want to become a tree. She does so without needing permission from anyone. Much like her male counterpart, the youth, the modern maiden is not afraid to ask questions, challenge the answers, and be the adventurous explorer. But while the youth explores new horizons, the maiden explores herself. Right? This is about finding your truth, Sun in Sagittarius, in your body, Moon in Taurus, in your values. The maiden is equally interested in first discovering and then nurturing her interests and increasing her self-knowledge and exploring her waking sexuality. Very Scorpio, Venus, and Mercury. Mercury and Venus in Scorpio, I should say. Right? She's exploring her psychology. She's exploring her sexuality. Self-knowledge, right? Going into the hidden esoteric realms of the self, Scorpio and Venus and Mercury. She forms relationships with healthy boundaries and expresses her sexuality with innocent pride and confidence. When she chooses to take a lover for the first time, it will be done without shame of fear or judgment. Very Aries, Mars and Aries. It's like, I will act, and I will act confidently. If she chooses to remain alone, it is not because she believes herself to be undesirable, but because she does not believe that she needs a lover in order to be happy or fulfilled. The Maiden card is one of youthful confidence, empowerment, and increasing independence. She is fertile, but uses that fertile nature to create, express, and explore. The fertile nature to create, express, and explore. Spreading roots, exploring the sunlight in the air above, as above, so below, with the tree that will come out. Fertility, right? She is on a journey of self-discovery, focused on learning more about who she is and what makes her happy, and she knows that her explorations in the present will give rise to a future self who knows what she wants from life and is not afraid to make it happen. In the past, the maiden was expected to do what she was told and be true to the expectations of family and society. In the present, the maiden chooses to begin the journey towards self-awareness and empowerment. So, one more little bit here. The maiden, young, beautiful, and pure, represents the arrival of spring, a time of transition and change. Guys, spring is literally when things are seeded and planted and growing. Ace of Pentacles. I know it's not spring in the Northern Hemisphere, but that doesn't mean we don't have this energy kind of being available to us. She is symbolic of a moment that is bright with new promise. It is a fertile moment, one that may bring both abundance and independence. Now is the time to embrace growth with excitement and anticipation. However, just as late frost can lay waste to new growth, ridicule and unkind words from others can give rise to doubts and questions that can in turn result in self-sabotaging behavior. I do that all the time. The self-sabotaging behavior from the lack of belief in others, some kind of thing. Be strong and firm. If there is a need, take steps to protect and nurture all that is new and vulnerable in you from those who seek to limit and restrict your growth, right? The tree that grows the tallest like deals with the adversity equally, like the wind and, overwatering and sun and all that stuff. Being strong and firm, that seed. It is time to put your interests first, to walk your own path, and to sow the ideas that have been germinating within. Sowing, germinating seeds. Guys, you can't make this up. Express yourself. The tree, the flower, what is it? Be fully it. Let that which has lain dormant awaken and come into life. What is dormant in the seed come into life. Fertilize, germinate, become, and sprout. Right? It's a beautiful thing. We have the power to create right now very strongly. You want to be doing that wisely by doing, shadow work, making sure you don't have, weeds in the garden, so to speak. The weeds can be helpful, but they can be damaging, right? So you got to be discerning about that kind of stuff. So for the Galactic Heritage card, let's go ahead and see what it is. I'm just going to put these cards down. Come on, cards. Whatever, I'll deal with this later. We've got creative communication. And in a weird way, the seed holds an entire universe of creative communication, right? Where it's like, I've got all the things I need in front of me, and I'm going to sprout out and explore creatively and communicate with my environment to become more of what I am. Explore confidently, right? Grow through expression and through self-discovery, right? In a weird way, the seed is doing that. It's becoming itself more and more. Creative communication, number 61. So let's see what this has to say. Sirius 61, creative communication, present timeline. The Sirius energy is known for its profound spiritual communication. It acknowledges that you have a connection with a Sirius guide, future self, or dolphin energy that is currently working with you. Spend some time in quiet meditation connecting with this energy. Let this energy help you inspirationally communicate with those you love. If you do any form of channeling, the Sirius energy can assist. If you have difficulty saying things that need to be said in your life, ask this guide for help. It can help you clear karmic patterns regarding your fear of expressing yourself. That's what the issue, the maiden's learning how to express herself. It's no longer in the seed pouch of the parent. It's expressing itself as a new thing in and of itself, a tree, a plant, a flower, whatever. Ace of Pentacles. The Sirians were once physical like humans and often acted as guides for humans. Their species made their transition from 4th to 5th density and manifest as light beings who communicate to other planetary civilizations that are less advanced and exist in 3rd or 4th density. This card can be considered a channeling card and often comes up for people who have the natural channeling ability, which can manifest in many forms, not just verbally. I feel like doing tarot is very much channeling, especially because of my placements. I have Mercury conjunct Mars in 12th house Cancer. Or it may be referring to your natural channeling ability in this life, even if you are unaware of it. And we're all channels, to varying degrees. When you play music or you write a poem or whatever, you're channeling love and creativity, higher dimensionality. Take some time to begin reconnecting with your intuition and sensing the energies around you. Begin to trust them as well as yourself in regard to your ability to understand their guidance. If you're already a channel, this card's most likely acknowledging that fact or telling you that you are about to become moving into a new cycle of your channeling. Ace of Pentacles, a chapter, right? Physically, even. Of communication, physical communication. If you truly have no connection to the idea of channeling in any way, then look to the card as a message about your ability to communicate effectively in your life. Human communication is a form of channeling. Are you communicating what you need to communicate in your life in order to stay in integrity with yourself? If not, it is time to commit to authentic communication, not only with others in your life, but with yourself as well. Heart chakra day. We need to be coming from communicating to ourselves and to others from the heart, right? That is how we have creative communication, ultimately. The maiden is creatively communicating with her environment to know who she is. The seed is creatively communicating with its environment to become more of what its potential could be, right? What it's designed to be. And if you ever want to know what your design is, holler. I can give you an astrology reading. or a tarot reading, and we can figure out some of the details of your design. That's always fun, and people love getting readings. Just is what it is. So we've got the shark purpose. Guys, you can't make this shit up. The seed has a purpose. Now, here's the thing. You could put the seed down. This is the Jesus in the parable of the seeds. Like, the seed can lay on very dormant soil and not have the nutrients and the proper nourishment and stuff like that situation, so it dies. It still had a purpose, even if it doesn't meet the ultimate purpose. It's designed, right? The maiden is here to explore. She has a purpose of becoming. We do that through creative communication as individuals to other individuals, which are all within the one, basically self-communicating in a sense. That's why loving your enemies is a big deal. But purpose, the shark. 36. Let's see what's going on here. Purpose. You are perfectly formed to be who you were born to be, right? This maiden is exactly who she needs to be. She's just in a young version of it, right? She'll be a woman one day. She's not a baby anymore. The seed is exactly formed to be the tree it's going to be one day. It might have, because of the environment, it might have to grow a certain way, or it might have to lean this way to get light because the mountain's over here in the shade half the day, or whatever, right? Like, this is, nature versus nurture. Like, the nature is there, the purpose is there, the nurture, the environment also has an effect too, both and simultaneity. So you are perfectly formed to be who you were born to be. The seed, Ace of Pentacles. There's great power in keeping your focus. Slow and steady, keeping your focus, right? Procrastination is just another kind of fear, so keep moving forward. You are protected in a difficult task. Mythos. The people of Polynesia had a very different relationship to sharks than most other cultures. Rather than being the object of horror and fear, sharks were honored for their power and purpose and were seen as gods, or Aumakua, who could be protective. The shark god Keali'ikau'okau was the cousin of Kama'ohali'i and the great fire goddess Pele. He was a powerful god, but quite lonely. He used to swim close to the shore and become friendly with the human people there, the Ka'u. Keali'ikau'okau would watch the people swim and fish and watch the sun set with its many colors, and it was during one such time that he saw a human woman whom he felt was very beautiful. A maiden. Oh my gosh, right? He's like, oh, let's start some creative communication between me and you, babe. Let's start a thing. Ace of Pentacles. Let's make a baby. He got her attention and her trust, and they both fell in love. She fell pregnant, Ace of Pentacles, to him, and when her time came, she birthed a magical green shark. Green heart chakra, right? Very green card here. The maiden's in the green forest. The sun joined him in the sea and would help his mother and her whenever they were fishing or as protection when they traveled. In Hawaiian culture, animals can be a family's aumakua, a kind of protective spiritual guardian. This is a form of reincarnation of a family member after death, as they could transform into an aumakua animal. Some families had sharks as their aumakuas, and these families would never fear sharks, knowing that their ancestor was still alive but in shark form. And there's a bunch of Hawaiian gods associated with sharks, which I cannot pronounce the name, so I won't even try. The animal. Sharks are highly specialized fish that have evolved to be the apex predator in their habitats. Shark teeth are embedded in the flesh around the jaw, not within the jaw itself, and the teeth are constantly regrown as needed. Their sense of smell is incredible. They can sniff out one part of blood in a million parts of seawater. Their sense of hearing is also acute, being able to detect sounds emanating from many kilometers away. Mercury and Venus in Scorpio. It's like, I perceive very deeply. Sharks have special lateral lines down the sides of their bodies that are tuned to vibrations and movements in the water, which helps them recognize prey that might be slow or struggling in the water. Moon and Taurus, they're so embodied they feel it. They also have a special organ, the ampullae of Lorenzini, that picks up electrical signals and makes them the most electrically sensitive of all animals. This is the key for catching prey and in navigation, the latter because the Earth gives off electromagnetic impulses that are dependent upon the position of the planet. Sagittarius sun. It's like there's a big truth here. The sun gives off electromagnetic things, and they've evolved to orient themselves like the archer with that body part. The ampullae of Lorenzini. Some sharks are even more specialized in their evolution. For example, the hammerhead shark. The silhouette is unmistakable. There's nothing that looks quite like a hammerhead. The eyes of a hammerhead are placed on the edges of the head wings, which give them extensive visual width, very handy as the hammerhead scans the sea and sandy bottom for food. Hammerhead sharks are viviparous and do not lay eggs. Pups grow inside the female sharks. This is as for land-based mammals and is quite unusual. However, the mother gives birth to around 25 to 50 live pups at one time, and they're born with their eye wings folded back. Weird, but kind of cute. Other species of sharks lay eggs. They have live babies, which is kind of unusual. The magic. Sharks are magnificent creatures built for a purpose. You know? She's magnificent in her youth, right? And even the ampullae of Lorenzini is a creative communication, right? It's like, oh, I'm going to learn how to basically operate in the reality with like solar impulses, but created with purpose. The seed, it has all the purpose and power in it, built in. They're focused on their job as a predator and exquisitely fine-tuned to do this. Seeds are exquisitely fine-tuned to hold all the next generation, the new potency, right? And the snake eats its tail, and the song goes on. The song remains the same as it ever was, kind of thing. Every sense is supercharged. Every move is powerful. Use shark magic when you want to find your purpose and your focus again. Perhaps you are procrastinating or simply think you cannot finish a project, so call in the energy of the shark to keep your eyes on the prize. And be doing it from a heart space. You know, be like, I love this, and it's my highest excitement. I'm going to do it. I'm going to finish the job. Symbols are the dorsal fin out of the water, kind of like jaws, right? Shark tail, shark teeth, and jaws. Status. Their status ranges from critically endangered to threatened. The practice of shark finning and sharks as a bycatch are huge issues. We actually do not know about some species of sharks or are able to guess their numbers because we only have so much information, right? So, shark as the purpose. Let's go ahead and get an art oracle card, then a stone, and then jam, and then I got cleaning day to do for a little while. So, I don't know if the vacuum's happening now, but I've got a bathroom, trash, stuff to do. I have a purpose today on this Saturn's day. And Saturn is about karma, restrictions, limits. It's like, I can have fun, but I got to do the work first, right? So, we've got Sophie Cal. This looks very Scorpio in Venus. Sophie Cal's media include photography, text, video, voyeurism, oversharing, and unlawful invasion of privacy. In one of her first projects, The Sleepers, she found 23 people to sleep continuously in her bed in consecutive 8-hour sessions that included them being photographed and interrogated. Very Mercury in Scorpio. For The Shadow, 1981, she had her mother hire a private detective who surreptitiously followed Cal, unaware that she was aware. This is secrets, and you know, it's like, I know that you know that I don't know, and all this kind of weird mind games, right? Scorpio, Venus, and Mercury in Scorpio. I'm stumbling through this. Mercury and Venus in Scorpio. Very resonant. In a address book, I got to sneeze, I thought. In a address book, Cal called strangers from a found address book, asking about its owner and publishing the transcripts as part of an imagined portrait of the man, who found out and freaked out. It's very Moon and Taurus. It's like, ooh, I found something. I'm going to make an art piece out of it. And the guy's like, that's my notebook. And for her 2007 Venice Biennale exhibition, Take Care of Yourself, Cal asked 107 women to interpret a breakup letter she received. The prosecution rests. Interesting chick. It says, invade neighboring states of privacy, right? With Mars in Aries, with Sagittarius Sun, it's very bold and action-oriented, like a seed ready and willing to sprout and show off what it is. It's invading neighboring states, right? Where it's like, this is soil, this is the air. I'm going to invade both. I need water. Give me the resources. She's invading life with her youth. She's becoming mature and sexually and experientially, philosophically, whatever, right? Relationally with rabbits. She's like, I didn't know rabbits before. Now, Team Rabbit Hole. Hey, here we are. So do that in a creative way. We can be powerful in our communication. Scorpio, Mercury, right? But we needed to be doing it from a place of groundedness, Taurus in the moon position, and a place of kind of seeing bigger pictures than our own perspective, which is what we're all kind of going through right now. Sun in Sagittarius. The South Node is in Sagittarius. So we're having this issue of knowing that our truth is true for us, but it may not be true for everybody else. And being able to like kindly and playfully and collectively express that. North Node in Gemini. We all have a purpose. Nobody's purpose is the same. Snowflake life. So we all are seeds germinating, and we are in a lineage that's genetics, DNA, and we're being passed down to do it again, right? Whether you want to have kids or not, that's how you got here. So be flexible and open and willing, like the maiden. Be like, excited and passionate and confident, but do it in a way that's including others in a positive communication. Communicate your intentions to others. Let them do the same to you, and speak your purpose, right? Sophie Cal is telling, invade neighboring states of privacy. The seed is going to expand its sphere of influence. From a seed to a sapling to a tree, it becomes an environment. All of a sudden it's a forest, right? That's how it works. We invade degrees. It's all one thing, and we've separated. Now we're invading the levels. The bubbles are popping of separation, if you want to put it that way. Or we're becoming aware of the cell divisions, and we're saying, oh, we are a full-on organism of consciousness, not just little me. But we have to individually, as a seed and the maiden, have to be that, go through our own processes. Green calcite, you can quantumly entangle with this. Even talks about the heart chakra day, very green looking, right? Green calcite. What it is, green calcite is the emo, honest to a fault, believes in storybook endings, tree hugger of the calcite family. So I met, big and excited and dreamy Sagittarian, but also like, honest to a fault, possibly moon in Taurus. Who needs it? Anyone who finds themselves lost in the forest of doubt without a map, Libras. Oh, if you're lost in the forest, she's not lost, and she's being very Libra. She even has her hands scaled like this, and she's like, I relate to you, and you relate to me. Oh, it's beautiful. Roses, Venus, yay. This is for that energy. Anyone who finds themselves lost in the forest of doubt without a map, Libras. Where to put it? Against your chest when you're making important decisions regarding how you want to spend the finite, precious time you have on Earth. Right? Your heart chakra, it's even including it. Saying, put this against your chest, the stone, and use it as a seed for manifestation. Be like, I have one seed. Where do I tend this garden? How do I do it? Where do I plant it? Where's the best? Where's this going to be the most useful for others? Where's it going to thrive? When to use it? When your heart is asking for something, but you aren't listening. The heart wants what it wants. The mind wants it thinks the heart should want. The mind and heart are disconnected and not communicating like that. Ego and the soul, if you want to put it that way, are different. The mind wants it thinks the heart should want. Call on the energy of green calcite to nudge that push and pull in the heart's favor. So go for more the heart than the head. Always. Love over fear. Fear comes from the mind, not the heart. Live out your heart's desire, right? And the heart's desire in this case is like live out your function. Live out your heart's desire, seed. What do you want to do? Be a tree? Go live out your tree. Live out your heart's desire confidently. You're not a baby anymore. You want to go out, clubbing and shopping and talking to boys and go hang out with rabbits in the forest and smoke weed or what vote, right? Go live out your dream, girl, maiden. Creatively communicate. We can do this in better and worse ways. We should be coming from a heart-centered place in order to lovingly communicate creatively our purposes. We all have different designs, and we can't say, I'm a rose and you're a fucking weeping willow and fuck you. It's like, no, we all have different designs, and it's okay. We all have different purposes. How can we be in an ecosystem with communication, all moving forward in our becoming, right? Because invading neighboring states of privacy is what happens. That's what consciousness does. It's seeded in us and it sprouts more and more and more until there's a tree of consciousness that begets more consciousness. That's what we are. Live out your heart's desires with green calcite. You can quantumly entangle with this and know that you're part of it and it's part of you. Live out your heart's desires. The heart's desire of the seed is to become a tree. What is your heart? You have many heart's desires, right? And what's distracting you? What are you not being consistent and procrastinating with? What really brings you highest excitement? Have no expectations. The seed says, I want to be a tree, but it's not saying I want to be a tree next to the river and only next to the river and I'm unhappy in a forest. It's like, no, it's like you'll find the conditions where your excitement and your purpose meet. And you'll be where you need to be planted. That's just kind of how it works. Let's go ahead and play a song. And then I got some cleaning to do. So hopefully this is all making sense. I know I can get a little excitable and such. If you're enjoying this, though, tell me where you're watching from and share it, like it, comment, whatever. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be cool so I can do lives one day and interact with y'all as opposed to just posting videos. I stopped doing Facebook Live stuff because it kept shutting down because Zuckerberg don't want me doing it. Is my opinion. So, shadow banning is what they call it. For those less paranoid, but Venus and Scorpio, in Mercury and Scorpio, it's like, I'm paranoid, I'm being shut down. I can't be my tree self. So we got the Ace of Pentacles. Let's plant some trees. Pretty little Bob Ross trees. You get the idea. So, with the Ace of Pentacles, we're planting seeds. We're starting new things. And they might be a little deformed. They might, not have... they have everything they need inside them, but they might not come out how we would expect, right? So, we're planting seeds. We're starting new things. We're starting new ideas. We're starting new businesses, potentially relationships, but new ways of, health habits, diets, that kind of stuff, like jobs, things in the world, physical things. And when to be doing it with like a kind of confidence and a boldness and curiosity that the maiden is giving us, right? To communicate what we desire without imposing our will. To ask what others think without just doing what others want. Creative communication, give and take. We have a purpose, so do others. Let's figure out what each of our role in the terrarium of being is. That's what we're here for. Invading neighboring states of privacy, knowing that you will expand and your expansion means enmeshment with others. No man or woman is an island, so the further we expand in consciousness, physicality, from single cell to organism or whatever, the more kind of environment we interact with, right? And you need to be coming from a place out of your heart, living out your heart's desires. You incarnated, that was a desire of your spirit's heart, if you want to put it that way, and now are you living your highest birth vision of what you wanted to do, or are you kind of getting distracted by your ego's kind of, your mind telling you what to do over your heart? If this If this wanted to be an elephant, all of a sudden not a tree, it's like, that's not really in your plan, bro. Your heart's desire, whether you remember it or not, is to be a tree. That's why you're this way. So live out your heart's desires, be what you are, grow big, grow tall, grow through process, grow effectively communicating, grow through the fact that you have a purpose. Your purpose never changes, though your circumstances and maybe your intentions do, how you view yourself, all that stuff. You're invading extra layers of reality as you expand. I mean, the universe is expanding, so it's like, this is how it works. Invading neighboring states of privacy. There is no privacy, but that is something we'll find as we get closer to apotheosis. Live out your heart's desires. You are the desire of God's heart. That's why you're here. So be the seed turning into a tree. You're a part of a process, and it's beautiful. Never doubt that. So it's always a lesson. You're always in the classroom. Are you, flunking? Are you passing? Are you copying onto someone else's paper? Are you, being so original that you're not like sticking to the lesson plan? Like, what's going on? Holler for readings if you want. No podcast today. We have one tomorrow, maybe two. Thomas Sockowitz is tomorrow and somebody else, I forget. Holler for readings, like I said. Cards are fun. That's $33. It's usually a half an hour to an hour. And I pull all sorts of cards. We talk about a specific situation, general kind of reading, whatever you want. And astrology chart readings are usually 2 to potentially 4 hours. I gave Stacey DeMarco a reading the other day for 4 fucking hours. And that's $88 if you want both. 111. Sacred number seeds being planted. If you like what you're hearing, spread the good news and involve yourself. Check out the Team Rabbit Hole podcast. The Team Rabbit Hole meme page is pretty funny if you're into kind of woke astrology, psychedelic memes and stuff like that. And yeah, keep doing what you're here to do. I will, and you should too. Adios.